Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. If you notice the title, one of my subscribers who's actually really sweet, she always comments on like all my Snapchats, Instagrams, social media, she actually requested if I could make, time in my schedule for the month of October to do a purple themed tutorial for Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I said definitely yes, I could do that. She had stated that her family was directly affected. Her cousin had actually died. She was killed by her boyfriend due to domestic violence, and she said this is definitely a topic that needs to be talked about more, and I definitely agree. I agree that this is something that needs to be talked about more, as well as it happens a lot more than some people would think, or some people that you would know could be directly affected by it. And for me to do something as simple as a purple makeup tutorial, it sounds so silly, like, oh, do a purple tutorial, do makeup tutorial, talk about this, but at the same time I feel like for a lot of people, these videos, YouTube videos, it's just kind of like your 5, 10, 15 minutes of your escape, away from your problems, and something that really might kind of make your day. I know sometimes these are some things that make my day, and it makes my day when some people say that they look forward to my videos and it just helps them feel better and stuff. So if this tutorial can help you feel better, but then if also you are someone who is a victim of domestic violence, whether you're a survivor or if you're currently in a situation of domestic violence abuse, whether it's physical and or verbal's a big thing too. Like, for someone in a relationship like that, all I want to say is that you deserve better. You deserve the best. Sometimes you might think, or this person might put it in your head, that this is what you deserve, this is, all you're kind of worth, and this is the best it's gonna be, and I would like to say that it's wrong, that nobody, deserves to be abused physically and or verbally. Nobody, deserves to be treated that way, and honestly, I think you need to get out of that relationship. You need to really find someone to talk to. I feel like that's the hardest part, maybe, is talking about it for some people. It's the hardest part, but it's probably the most empowering part. A lot of people might be ashamed to talk about it, especially with family members. Especially you might feel ashamed or embarrassed that it happened to you, but don't feel ashamed, don't feel embarrassed that it happened to you, because honestly I feel like it can happen to anybody. But I feel like what you do from there really, affects the situation, really can either bring you down or really can empower you. It can either empower him, that person, or it can empower you. And by talking about it, it can really empower you, because that person who might be abusing you, is, thinking that, oh, you won't talk, you won't say anything, so they have all the control and they will continue on this abuse no matter what they say. And honestly, there is no reason for anybody to put their hand on you. If you have a boyfriend, there's no reason. I don't care how much you upset him. I don't care if he said he was drunk. I don't care, what the situation is. No woman deserves to be hit. So if that is a situation you're in, you need to stop it now. You need to find someone. Even if you're ashamed, if you can't talk to a family member, talk to a stranger. Sometimes for some people, talking to a stranger is easier than talking to somebody that you know. So if you can't talk to a family member, talk to a friend, talk to somebody maybe you don't know. There's a lot of national resources. There's some hotlines you can talk to. There's people who are trained in these sort of situations. Maybe if there's someone that you know who has been in a similar situation, you can reach out to them. I will link down some national resources down below in the description box if you're definitely someone who is in need of finding some sort of support system. If you can't, go to people that you know, maybe start off there, and I feel like they will definitely really help you be able to reach out to those that you love. Because those that you love, honestly, they might not know what's going on, and as soon as they do find out what's going on, I feel like they're gonna be a lot more supportive than you may think. I do know someone who was a victim of domestic violence, and I'm glad to say that she is a survivor. And I think the best thing she could have done was tell somebody, because some girls aren't as lucky, and you should feel lucky that you got out of that situation. And honestly, by telling someone, letting people know, you know that that person did that to you, even if you got out of the relationship, because if they get into a relationship with somebody else, with another person, you don't know what might happen to them. So you definitely please let somebody know what's happening with you and what this person is doing, and you know, expose them for who they are, because you don't know if this is their first time or second time, if they'll continue. And you know, you might be able to get out of this relationship, but you know, they might be involved with somebody else and you don't know what's gonna happen. I didn't think I was gonna get this emotional but this is definitely an issue that affects a lot of people, a lot of young women, a lot of women, a lot of older women, a lot of different ages, even, you know, some young boys, some young men, some older men. You don't know who this might be affecting. And honestly, my biggest thing is for you to tell someone. Please tell someone that this is happening to you. And I guess this is also a message for, I know some moms sometimes watch my videos. Talk to your daughters. Talk to your daughters about it, you know, make sure you let them know and always reassure them. And for even fathers, especially, talk to your daughters. For mothers, talk to your sons. Make sure they never become, you know, someone who is abusive to women. You know, just in general, communication, talking with your kids, talking with your family, and always reiterating to keep that communication open no matter what, you know. Make sure they know it's a judgment-free zone and all you want to do is help in the end. And honestly, I feel like that help and that support is the best thing, you know, that you, if you're someone who knows somebody who's going through this, that's your support and your understanding is the best thing that you can do. As well as maybe if you know someone who might be going through this, you know, look up your own local resources as well, because maybe they're not going to be the ones to go themselves. They're not going to seek out somebody, you know, themselves. They need a little bit of help, you know, and the support, if they have it, it's just going to be a lot better in the end. If you are someone who currently finds yourself in this situation, just say something to somebody, tell somebody. And I feel like that can probably be one of the hardest steps, saying it, admitting it, but I feel like it can be one of the biggest, most empowering steps that you can take. And just know that honestly, you deserve more. Everybody deserves the best. Everybody deserves to be treated like the best, and that's what you should strive for. So I do hope that this video is somewhat helpful to somebody out there, but you definitely know this is not going to be the last time I talk about this issue. Domestic violence is an issue that needs to be talked about a lot more than you may think. So I definitely encourage you guys to discuss this with your friends and your families, and hopefully, you know, if I can't help somebody out there, maybe you can. So I filmed this very powerful purple look for you guys. I really just wanted to make a statement with the lid shade. I know, you know, it's just a makeup tutorial, but sometimes these aren't just, you know, makeup tutorials for some people. These are, you know, a sort of escape, someone's happy place. So if I can do that for you, I definitely will continue trying to do that. So if you guys want to continue and see this tutorial, just keep on watching. So to prime my eyes, I've already used the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and I set it with some face powder. And for the majority of like my purple shadows, purple tones, cool tones, I'm going to take the Tartelette palette. This is their first one, and this one is all mattes, and it has a bunch of purple shades that it's really going to help out today. So the first shade I'm going to take is Force of Nature, and I'm gonna put this all around my crease area as my transition. Then for my first crease shade, I'm gonna take Natural Beauty and a Morphe M433 brush, and I'm just gonna put that a little bit higher in the crease, because then the next color we're gonna put in more directly and then closer to help kind of transition. Then the next shade I'm going to take is Best Friend, which is just a little bit deeper of a purple. And I'm going to take another Morphe M433 brush. I'm just going to put that even more directly into the crease. Then I'm going to go in and take the color Bombshell, and this is a Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the brush that comes in their palettes, and I'm just going to kind of use that smaller edge and then just use that on the outer corner. And then I'm just taking that opposite end, the fluffy brush, and then just blending that. Blending it in windshield wiper motions back and forth, and then tiny little circular motions because you don't want this part to get too crazy. You can even take a clean fluffy brush and blend that out. And just have patience when it comes to a smoky eye. It takes a while. It takes a lot of blending because you don't want it to look harsh. Then before the next shadow, just to help it be a little bit more vibrant, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a white shadow base. This is the NYX shadow base in the color Milk. This is the white one. If you don't have a shadow base, honestly, concealer works just as great. So I'm going to take a little bit of this and then just kind of sculpt out where I want to have that pop of purple on the lid. And you can just use your fingers. If you want to be a little bit more precise, go ahead and take a brush. Then where I have the white, I'm going to add my purple eyeshadow lid, and the purple that I'm going to use today is a Selena eyeshadow in the color Selena. So this is just the purple that I chose, but feel free to use any other purple, pop of purple of your choice. You can do purple, you can do any other color with this as well. So I've already added face primer. I use the NYX Angel Veil face primer, and for my foundation I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Silk Cream Photo Edition foundation, and this is the one for normal to dry skin. If you want, they also have one for normal to oily skin as well, so I kind of like that they have options. I have mine in the shade Bamboo Beige. To cover up any blemishes, I love using the Sonia Kashuk All Covered Up Concealer, and you can use your finger, but the brush that I really like to use, this is the Real Techniques brush. This is like for your crease, but I love that it's synthetic, so it really just kind of like packs on creams really well on the face. So I really like using this combo, especially if maybe you're using a lighter weight foundation. I could go back in with a little bit more foundation, but I feel like concealer would do the job. For concealer underneath my eyes, I'm going to go back in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. And then I'll just go and blend that out with my beauty blender. To set underneath my eyes, I'm going to take the NYX HD Finishing Powder in the shade Banana. For my brows, I'm going to take my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown. So I added my eyebrows, NYX Micro Brow and Ash Brown, and then I went ahead and added my wing liner. I used the NYX Matte Liquid Liner, and for my lashes I used the Cocoa Lashes in the shade Queen Bee. So it's starting to come together a little bit more, right? So before I begin the lower lash line, I'm going to take my L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering Pencil, and I'm going to add that to my waterline. Just to add a little bit of black, keep that smokiness. Then I'm basically going to take some of the similar colors that I took on my lid onto my lower lash line. So the first color I'm going to take is a Natural Beauty, and then just run that on the lower lash line. Then now I'm going to go in with Best Friend. And then I'm going to take Bombshell, which is that darkest color, and I'm actually going to take it with a Sigma flathead brush and just help that line the lower lash line. Kind of keep it more on the outer half, outer third of the eye. And then just go back in with a little bit more of Best Friend and blend that out. To finish off the face, I'm going to take some of MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish Natural, and mine is in the shade medium. And a dual fiber brush just to lightly add that onto the face. For my bronzer, I'm going to use the Essence Sun Club Bronzer. And this one is in the shade 01 Natural. They have one that's a little bit darker. We're just going to warm up the skin, especially since we're looking a little pale with all this smokiness going on. To add a little bit more definition to the face, I'm going to take my Catrice contouring palette, and mine is the shade Ashy Radiance. This is a lighter version as well. And I'm going to take a Sonia Kashuk brush and just kind of carve out where we want our cheekbones to be. And then we're going to blend that out with that fluffy brush. But I just like this some more intensity. It's a really intense eye, so I want a really intense, more intense contour. And I'm just blending it out. And because my eyes are so intense, we're going to tone it down a little bit with the cheeks. I'm going to take NARS Madly blush. It's a really great like everyday nude and neutral blush. For underneath the brow bone, I almost forgot, but we're just going to go ahead and take Free Spirit, keep it matte, keep it simple, and then just add a little bit of pop of highlight underneath. For the face highlight, I'm going to take the Kathleen Lights in collaboration with Makeup Geek, and I'm actually going to take this middle shade, which is more pinky, cooler tone. This one is called Starlight, and I'm going to add that as my face highlight. So I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with NYX Matte Suede Lip Liner. And this is in the shade Sandstorm. In keeping with the purple theme, I'm going to take MAC's lipstick in the shade Up the Amp, which is a really pretty like purple shade. So that is a completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to check the description box below for some helpful links, some resources, national resources, some hotlines you can go to if needed, or if you know somebody who can possibly use these, as well as don't forget to kind of search in your own area, within your own cities, your states, and kind of seek out help that way. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to keep up with some more videos, and I'll see you guys next time.